Go.
Alright, welcome back to our channel. Thank you for watching. There's been some requests for a new challenge reset since the update just before the Raven challenge. The old challenge reset method stopped working. What happens when you shut down any kind of connection to the server is that your challenge goes from whatever the date is, 13 days right now, to 16,000 and something. And so instead of being able to end it, it just seems to extend the time. So this is a new method for fixing that.
And it's good to note if you need extra time to complete it and you turn off your Wi-Fi, that's a good way of getting the challenge done at least once, and however long it takes you to do it, because it gives you 16,000 days.
So the first step is to do a battle anywhere. One of the concerns with the original, actually really useful postings that we saw in gamefaqs, the board for Injustice, had a step where you needed to complete the challenge offline with Raven, but you don't actually need to do that. So this would probably work after you finish Nightmare mode, but I don't really have the patience to complete it all again up until the end of Nightmare to test it. If anybody wants to, feel free. Make a post at the bottom if it works for you.
You should have probably shown them that the challenge was in expert mode, and that it just didn't start out reset.
Oh, I guess we should do that. That's true. So don't confirm it. Get out of here. Change your settings. Go to your settings. Turn off any kind of connection to server. So for us, we do it through Wi-Fi only.
If you have data, you should turn off data too.
So that would mean going to airplane mode. So we come back to Injustice. So that's the important part, but this is the part that you run into the most trouble. If it's going to fail, if this method is going to fail, this is where it will fail. And the way you can tell is that the challenge will say 16,000 something days left instead of whatever it should be, which is 13. Because we haven't.
Which is a pretty easy marker to tell.
That's it. And it's not, we're not changing the date yet. You have to do it step by step. Before you can do a whole bunch at once. Completely separate.
But if you have a newer phone, I've noticed that the loading times are also a lot faster on the in-between stages, so that'll be slightly less of a problem.
Yeah.
Still kind of annoying.
And we're really looking forward to getting Ares. I mean, it's not cool that you won't be able to get him except in the online challenge, and probably we're not going to get any more than 2, but at least that way we can start leveling them up in anticipation of getting more promotions. Alright, so here we are, back on the screen. You confirm it. Alright, so the challenge credits are still there, so we go back to the main screen to see the title screen. 13 days. So there's 13 days still. Sometimes, even with this method, it'll show 16,000 days. If it does, don't bother. Shut it down, put all your settings back to normal, and then reopen Injustice. So watch, we can go to the challenge. So see here at the top left, we are an expert. We've already had one battle in the challenge, number 2, that's done. Okay. So our next step here, now that we have turned off Wi-Fi, fight one more battle. So
there's a lot of waiting involved for this.
Yeah, but I guess you know what, if it matters, it's worth it. When you think about each Raven costs another 231,000 credits.
And that would take way more time to do.
Yeah. Especially since grinding on the challenge is
pretty much the best way of grinding.
Yeah.
It's the most efficient way of getting your money.
Yeah, even better than bonus level on the 6th screen. Alright, so we've got the challenge credits. We're up to 20.
Well, because even the bonus battle on the 6th screen, you have to use a mix of, you have to use pretty much all good guys. On the challenge, it's about the same, and you can use good and bad guys. Your bronze guys are just as useful.
So we're back to title screen. Go back into the challenge. Alright, we leave it here. Because now we will shift into the future. So you don't really have to go to month. It's easy for most people because clicking one over is, you know, easier than checking numbers. All you have to do is really get ahead of when the date of the challenge is supposed to end. So there we are, we're in the future. We come back.
Or at least the phone thinks we're in the future.
Yeah, and because we are disconnected from the internet, it has no other way to check it. It has no way to think otherwise.
Before, all of that was one step, where I guess it just wasn't as good at checking for that.
Yeah.
They made it a little more sophisticated now. I don't know if that was in a specific effort to get rid of the challenge reset glitch, or if it was just a general, like, patch.
Yeah. Oh, and a shout out to Guan Yu on the gamefaqs for the Injustice on Android, because he really came up with the bones of this, and we were just playing around with it more to refine it.
Yeah, because a lot of this is just figuring out the concept.
Yeah. And he came up with the sort of basic idea that there were certain screens that were still vulnerable. So there you go, we got the message, challenge has expired, which is sort of the crucial part that we were looking for. So we confirm it, and just like the previous challenge resets, you need to fight a battle to sort of lock it in. And because there's so many steps, it is a bit of a pain, easy to get it wrong. And best to know right at the beginning with the 16,000, there's no hope, just drop it right then and just start over from scratch. But this method is the one that typically works most often, and every once in a while, when we're doing it, we could get it like a few in a row.
None of these are perfect, but overall, if you want a quick way of getting extra challenge characters and extra money, this is well worth your time.
Yeah. So, and if anybody has a suggestion for video editing software, we'd really appreciate it, because we were thinking of doing some online videos, but it has our identifying information on it, and we'd like to be able to obscure it, but we don't really have any kind of video editing suite to fix it. Alright, so there's our battle. It gave us the message challenge expired again, so then we really know it expired. And that's it. So now we just put all our settings back, do the dates.
Automatic date.
Back to today.
Turn on the internet.
Turn on the internet. And Viola.
Pardon my French.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually, I think multiplayer has been, now that everybody's gotten more gear, it's actually a little bit more interesting now. It doesn't, I know we originally promised that we weren't going to be going into multiplayer because it seemed like too much of an advantage, but now that the gear sale was on for so long, and there's a lot of people actually with max gear, we're on multiplayer, we just don't even use max gear, and it's actually still pretty
challenging.
Fun. Yeah, with the right team, but we still consistently can finish a 7-match ultimate or a 5-match epic pretty easily without maxed out gear.
Yeah. But I feel like the one thing that would be better for online play is if they took into account gear score.
Right? When they match you, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
when you play a game, if you don't have maxed out gear online, and you're playing against pretty much any gold characters of any decent level, they're gonna have, chances are at least 100, and there's a good chance they'll have all maxed out gear.
Yeah.
So if they took into account gear score, it would be better. Though I feel like people who maxed out with all level 1 evolved gear would still kind of get through that. Because a lot of the level 1 gear evolved into level 2 is actually still quite good.
Alright, so we're now back in the present. The challenge has not shown up. So you just really go anywhere. And you come back to the title page and voila. Notice on the bottom it shows 0 challenge credits where we had 27 before. Go to the challenge.
You'll get your 25 starting
You
credits.
get 25 starting credits, or it'll crash.
One of those two things.
Something like that will happen. But the key right now is that you've reset the challenge. And it is back, and then we're just going to show you, but this way, this is the time where you want to get your extra 25 credits. The challenge credit hack doesn't seem to be working consistently anymore, if at all. So there's, at this point, not worth the effort for us to try to get those extra 13 credits you need to finish the challenge when you could easily win them on regular battles.
And that random crash would be where if we use video editing software, there would be a boop, and then it would cut to when it had...
It would look seamless. It would look like the world was perfect.
Yeah.
Never...
And you wouldn't have to watch this and us just randomly talking.
Yeah. But Raven is crazy overpowered when you're playing against her, whether it's in a regular battle or on multiplayer online. She's just such a changer, a game changer.
Because she effectively has the ability to make any two guys on the other team have 25% health. Because of the AI, you can basically just sit and let yourself get attacked, and there's a good chance you'll just take them down. The only problem with that strategy is energy bars.
We're back to standard.
And we did it.
We've got 50 credits at the bottom. And whenever you do this, I think we probably don't need to because we've done the 50. What you should actually do is have a battle anywhere. It could even be a challenge battle. But since we've already got this set up, and it's fast, we'll just do these really quick. What we're doing is we're going to win this battle, exit, shut down the app, reopen the app. Because one of the things that happens when you do the challenge reset is if you don't do it, there's a chance that in the middle of it, if the app shuts down, you'll reset all your progress, lose all of it, you lose all the credits that you used to get wherever you were.
Which is very frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, you still have your reset challenge, you still have access to it, right? But it's still a bit of a waste of time.
Because it just resets it again for you.
Yeah. Alright, so we've got our battle, it sort of locks in our progress. We confirmed that. We have 51 credits now. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's shut down the app. Swipe it away. Reopen it. Now we may or may not get another 25, that doesn't matter because it's really 25 up to 50. Right now we're at 50, maybe it'll give us 70 up to 75. If it doesn't, either way, this was to make sure that it doesn't shut down and reset us inadvertently.
And the fact that you can get so many extra credits is also pretty cool if you don't want to grind for all those credits.
Yeah.
It's like a little extra bonus. You never know if you're going to get it or not, but when you do, it's always a nice surprise.
Yeah. And listen, if you're bored, like we are, with all this waiting in between screens, check out our other channel. That's a plug for our unboxing channel. So there we go.
Or not.
Or not. So here's Injustice.
Or you could just browse cat videos on the internet. That works too.
Alright, so
I'm told there are lots of
51.
them.
Nope, that was it. That one time it crashed already, that was our reset, and that actually saved our progress. So that's it. So that's how you reset the challenge with the latest version of Injustice. Alright, thanks for watching.
Bye.